I decided I was going to move to New Orleans because I had
I remember that now.
a house in my family that I was supposed to get that was in the Garden District in New Orleans. And for the life of me, I can't remember how or why, but Chris decided he was going to come with me. So he did.
Yeah.
And
I remember
that's
this now.
you know, this is one of the first crazy stories of Chris that I have is the day that we left. Neither he nor I were together. We were meeting up right before. We were either going to meet up at the bus station or on the way to the bus station. Well, he didn't meet me beforehand. I met him there, and I got
Greyhound
there,
downtown.
Yep, and I got there first. And next thing I know, he pulls up with Todd Jones.
Oh shit!
Into like the up on the sidewalk and stuff. They pull up, they get out. That's another one. Todd Jones passed away a couple years ago as well. So rest in peace to Todd. But they pull up, and I couldn't believe they get out. I mean, they're stumbling drunk, right? Which I'm like, whatever. We're getting on the bus, no big deal. Well, there's a bunch of people there all to see us off. We go inside the Greyhound. We get our luggage put there, and Todd and Chris are literally have a huge bottle of vodka or tequila or whatever it was, and they're sitting there slamming it in the middle of this Greyhound, and I'm just like, okay, this isn't good, you know. So they proceed to get even more drunk. I don't know how we didn't get kicked out of there. I imagine the Greyhound sees lots of crazy shit going on, but we go to get on the bus. They put our stuff onto the bus. And Chris is walking on in front of me, and they tell us we're not getting on. And they're like, yeah, you guys, you're not getting on this bus. And I was like, I mean, Chris was so drunk and just talking shit to everybody. And finally, I got him to call. And he wasn't really out of control or anything at this point, but he was talking shit to people. And so I finally get him a little bit under control. They let us on the bus, surprisingly enough. We get on there. We're cruising down. We couldn't have been. I think we were just about to get to New Mexico, so we're not that far into this journey, right? And Chris, it's like middle of the night, and everybody's sleeping. And any of you that are familiar with Chris, when he gets drunk, knows that his decibels go up about a good 7-8 decibels up when he's talking. So he's talking. He's so loud, and finally the bus driver looks up.
The more he was buzzed, the louder he got. Man.
And we're only, we're probably about 7 seats behind the driver. And he finally looks up, and we're coming to some stop it's in the middle of nowhere, something like you see in a video where an army guy will get on the bus or something going to Hollywood, whatever. We're there, and he looks up and he's like, look, if you guys don't be quiet, and the whole time I'm not saying anything, it's all Chris. If you guys don't be quiet, you're getting off the bus right now, and I'm leaving you here. And we're in the middle of nowhere. And I'm like, okay, Chris, please just chill out, man. Just lower the voice just a little bit. And it was so funny. You know, at the time I was a little flipped out, but looking back on it, I was like, it's just such classic Chris. He didn't mean anybody any harm. He, you know, I was just like, just please.
He just happened to be on a bus.
Just happened to be on a bus in a little road rocket. And he quieted down for about 10 minutes and then just passed out cold. He was out after that. Didn't wake up till we got to Albuquerque. So, and the rest of the trip was
fine.
I don't know if it was fine. But we ended up we stayed in Albuquerque we had to stay there for a couple of hours. We get on the bus from there, and I get on. I find a seat, and there's literally like 2 seats on this bus, and they're not together. So I go get in one seat. Chris sits in a seat with this lady who's so large, she's literally halfway into his seat. And he looks at me, he's like, are you fucking kidding me, man? You got to make me do this? And I was like, I tell you what, man, we'll switch halfway through. And I'm sitting all the way in the back, like there's like a jump seat in the back. So it's just like a single seat. Not very comfortable as it was. And so I'm sitting there looking at Chris the whole time because I'm basically sitting in the aisle. And I'm looking at him. He's basically sitting in the aisle because he has no choice because this lady next to him is a very large woman. And he's just sitting there, and you can tell he's just got that like little kid grump to him from behind. sitting like this. Every now and again, he looks back at me, he flips me off. I can't believe you did this to me, man. So finally, we switched. We ended up getting one of the last buses we got on that took us into New Orleans. There's almost nobody on it, and we both crashed out. We were out cold. But we get to New Orleans, and my stepdad was picking us up, and that, you know, my stepdad's wasn't a big fan of mine, so he wasn't exactly happy about doing this. But anyway, he picks us up. We go to get our luggage. They're like, "Yeah, your stuff's not on here." We're like,
oh, "Excuse me."
We're like, "What are you talking about?" It got on when we got on, and they're like, "Yeah, your stuff's on the way to Miami." We're like, "What?" So it's at one of our layovers, they put it on the wrong one. I personally think they did that shit on purpose. I think that first driver got off and was like, "I don't care where you send their shit, but don't put it on their bus."